Hello everyone, this is Tracy Newman with a masculine reading for all of you. Beautiful, beautiful day outside. Anyway, we shall see what's going on for the masculine. Oh, the masculine seems to be having to go through an emotional upheaval. Oh. Okay, so quite heavy too, because the feminine has had to release so much darkness. Now it is up to the masculine to follow suit. The divine has spoken. The divine has spoken. Yeah. No more clinging to the old world. No more clinging to the masculine, toxic masculine. No more clinging to that patriarchal system of control. It's now time to let that go, to awaken to something much newer, much grander. And of course, it must start from within, and the masculine is beginning to see just how he has kept himself back and how he has created his own stagnation because he has gripped wholeheartedly onto the falling structure, which is the patriarchal world. But he's coming into, oh, fantastic energies. Also, too, the masculine is going through a Kundalini awakening as well. So if you've been feeling a lot of heat coming up through your energy centers or up through your back, anywhere, it literally can be literal Kundalini energies, which is that releasing of the snake, which is coiled at the back, of the bottom of your say the root chakra. It also too, it will, once it rises, oh, that's interesting. I've been getting the snake for so long, and wow, yep. So be prepared, masculine. You will literally be going through a Kundalini awakening for a lot of you. The snake has been released. Now the serpent, it's the serpent energies that are being released. And you know, the serpent has been about all sorts of things. Desire. The snake can bite too and be quite venomous in its attack. It can also represent part of the darkness as well. And quite often it can be that darkness which is being released. And it appears that that is what is happening on the masculine, for the masculine energies. And also too, as within, so without. So you'll begin to see a complete change in our outer world. But of course, a lot of it will be the releasing of darkness, and you will begin to see that in our outer world as it's being released from the masculine, and from that from the masculine, literally, you'll begin to see it as the old controls of the patriarchal matrix that we have been living under for a millennia. That is going to begin, you'll see that, of course, crumble and fall. But what it is literally the releasing of old toxic energy, which is literally what the serpent does, which is what the snake does. Once it is released from those energy centers from within, it will begin to spew out anything that is not required to live a spiritual life. You cannot live with that darkness putrefying in your cells and still think that you can move forward on any sort of level at all. You'll just stagnate and literally putrefy. That's what I'm getting. Masculine and feminine. Then we got the masculine and feminine coming into union within for the masculine and feminine, coming into union and into balance. So as the Kundalini rises, it starts to spew out all of this darkness, which will then start to purify the system. So as within, so without. We literally are purifying our systems from within, but as that, it is an uncomfortable process. It is a dirty process. It isn't nice. It isn't. It's quite dark and nasty, and you'll begin to see that in our outer world as well. You know, all this, the spewing of toxic energy, pretty much, and you'll see it manifest in your outer world as well. But it is all for the purpose of removing these darker energies to bring in much more purified, lighter energies. As within, so without. We are literally birthing a new world through our cellular structure, and it cannot, none of those putrefying energies can remain. So this is about abundance, but it's also about literally death and rebirth as well. This is the 2, so it's about balancing out those energies as well. Yeah, it's about keeping everything in balance at the moment as we're sort of like shifting and moving through our physical bodies as the Kundalini rises. So the masculine is really, oh geez, he's going to be going through it too. But you know, the feminines had to step up. So now it is up to the masculine to do the same thing, because the feminine cannot do it on her own. She is the leader of the way, but she literally, she leads the way, but the masculine must follow. So also too, as the Kundalini begins to rise through the masculine, it does lead to confusion, and a lot of fear is being released, which is very uncomfortable and quite confusing for the masculine, but also quite frightening as well. But just let go, let God, lots of breathing, and just breathing out those energies, those darker energies, and just letting it all come out. Yep, and this will lead to a higher level of understanding, moving into, you know, the masculine is starting to connect the dots from the physical to the supernatural. And you know, once upon a time, the patriarchal system and that masculine, toxic masculine, has kept us disconnected from our spiritual centers and literally from our own source, which lies within. But as the Kundalini begins to arise through our system, it must push out anything that is going to leave us in any kind of stagnant energies at all. And what that Kundalini does is also helps to purify and connect us to our inner source presence, which of course is God, that God presence. God presence lies within each and every single cell within our body, has that God presence, that particle, whatever that is, that all that is. From no thing comes everything. Yes, so this will lead to a lot of third eye opening as well for the masculine as he begins to shift and change. But also there will be, as these energies shift out, a lot of shame, guilt, self-flagellation is going to occur. It's okay, the feminines had to go through it, now it's the masculine's turn. But that's okay, because it's all about releasing all of those old toxic masculine energies that have kept us controlled for a millennium, and kept us stagnant for a millennium. However, that is no longer the case. We are literally birthing this new earth and through our cellular structure. So it will shift and move. All these energies will shift and move. That's what it's there for. To shift out all the old gunk and bring in something a lot more purified, loving and kind. I hope that makes sense. Okay, we'll see you anon. Bye for now.